I'm Elly Prizeman.
Elly, you've rocketed to fame this week, haven't you?
It would seem somewhat, yes.
Can we sum it up in a word?
Overwhelming. Very overwhelming.
You have hit the national media, the international media, the universe, because you handmade the Hawaiian shirt for sort of the Einstein of the moment, a boffin who's captured the imagination of the world. Because what did he do?
He was part of the team that landed on the comet with the Rosetta mission.
And the little landing craft, I think it's called Philia, that has had a bumpy ride. And the poor doctor, the good doctor's had a bumpy ride.
Yes.
And it rather has got your back up. And you've been heartbroken, haven't you?
Yes.
As a result.
I would like to say that I really hope it blows over quickly as far as the negative attention it's received, and I hope that Matt is remembered for being part of a team that have achieved something amazing. Also, I think he's made science look a bit cool, and I think it's appealed to younger people and people that may not have been interested in science, and he made them pay attention to him, which is brilliant. And there are people that have said to me they weren't even interested in the mission until they saw him, and it was him that grabbed their attention. And that's amazing. The fact that he's got more following for science by what he's achieved, and unfortunately, yes, because of how he looks. But if it gets people interested and has a bigger following for it, it's brilliant.
So, from being absent-minded professor-type scientist, he's made it wicked.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's attracted another big audience to it, which is great. I think that's really good. That's a definite positive that's come out of this. Unfortunately, it has got the negative attachment, but there's, like everything, there's always a positive. You can always find a positive in everything. I'd been making clothes for some of my friends, and mainly myself to start with. I'd made some pyjamas for a friend in a similar designer fabric with pin-ups, and then someone saw that and asked me to make them a shirt. Dr. Taylor saw the shirt and asked if I'd make him one. So we tried to find the most spacey print material that we could by that designer, because they are predominantly quite classic pin-ups. And so that was the most spacey one I could find.
Couldn't you find some landing rockets?
Not by this particular designer, and I love his fabric.
or pictures of famous female scientists?
No, because it was a personal present that I didn't imagine the world would see. It was just a very personal gift I wanted to give him. That was it. I didn't realise it would ever get to this magnitude.
It was him to wear on a Hawaiian beach somewhere, on Clacton.
It was him to wear, for him to wear wherever he wanted to wear it.
And what was the first you knew about it? Did you see him wearing it on TV and go, oh wow, that's my shirt?
Very much so. Very much so. I was very, very touched that he wore my gift, as part of the feeling and sentiment that went into crafting it was to wish him good luck with his mission, as well as it being his birthday. So I was very, very touched that he wore it, and that was a really nice message.
Presumably you shrieked out loud. Was your husband with you when you were watching the book?
No, he wasn't. I think he was at work. So no, I had no one to share in it with, and then unfortunately the next thing it just went bonkers. He had a tattoo done of the Philae lander that my husband did, and that was done in January as Matt's prediction that what was going to happen, and it came true.
So it was a real prophetic prediction, because had that not landed like that...
Yes.
Whoops.
Yes. And even at the time of doing the tattoo, we had no idea of what the surface of the comet looked like, so it was guesswork. It was all complete guesswork.
I thought it looked pretty good.
It was a very good likeness, considering we had no idea.
It could have been an E2V photograph.
Yes.
So we've got two companies, as it were, or two two bodies of people in the galaxy of Chelmsford
Yes.
who are part of the mission. You're de facto part of the mission, and E2V have got the image sensors. Did you send him you obviously sent him a Twitter message or a personal message? Wow, fantastic, thanks.
I didn't get time to say thank you to him. I have since speaking to him because of the whole controversy behind it kicked off before I had a chance to speak to him personally. I think I did post on his Facebook wall and sent him an email, but things had kind of gone off by this point, so there wasn't really much time for him being lost in a lot of the negativity.
Just about every newspaper has had their pundit take a side, haven't they? Some have
Yes.
taken the good doctor's side, some haven't taken the good doctor's side. On balance, do you feel that you have the real public with you?
I think so. The comments that I've received and that have been tweeted at me and I've been emailed have all been, I would say, 90% positive and behind him, and there's a lot of frustration, including from myself, that this has overtaken his moment of glory. It was a massive achievement for him, and it's a little bit of a shame that it has. I understand why, I completely understand why people got upset about it.
He was the best man at your wedding.
He was.
And that was a happy moment?
Very.
Did you make your wedding dress?
No, I didn't. I didn't make my wedding dress. I hadn't learnt to sew at that point. But yeah, he gave a really beautiful, moving speech at our wedding, and I had said that I didn't want any speeches because we did it slightly unconventionally. And he ended up making a speech, and that was very, very moving. Felt proud then to have him as my friend.